everyone, welcome back to my channel. So my name is Julia and today I'm going to be talking about citrusy, super fresh perfumes that are perfect for summer. This was actually one of the requests I got. They wanted to see some really fresh and light fragrances that are perfect for hotter months or for hotter climates. So if you already live in a hotter climate, these will be absolutely perfect for you. And I really enjoy citrus scents. I don't know, some people really don't like citrus scents. I really like them. I've always really loved citrus fruit. Like I love lemons and limes and drinks that contain that. And so the thought of wearing that kind of a smell in the summer is just perfect for me. So the first one I'm going to talk about is this one by Versace and it's called Vessels. And I have actually done a whole video talking about this fragrance on my lifestyle channel back before I had a perfume channel. So I will try and remember to link that video. You can see that in detailed review. This is a gorgeous scent. This has actually been discontinued, but the reason I'm still mentioning it is that you can still find this like on most discount websites, actually for a really good deal. So you can purchase it there. And I've actually here where I live in Switzerland, they still sell this in the store. So I think they're just like selling off the rest of the stock. This is a beautiful, refreshing green citrus scent that I absolutely love. When you spray it, the first note you get is just a blast of really fresh citrus, but this one is a little bit sweeter. So it's kind of like a sweet citrus, not sugary. This is not a sugary, very sweet, like vanillic scent, but it is just a little bit sweeter than some of the other ones I am going to show you. I do think this could be unisex as well though, because it's not super sweet to the point where I think, oh, that smells like super feminine. A mix of different citruses, so I'm smelling like lemon, lime, and then there's also a slight fig note in here, which is not very dominant. I personally don't really enjoy fig scents. Fig is listed as a top note, but it's not very figgy because fig can sometimes be very pungent and has a very strong, rich smell, so I don't really notice that as so much. There's also pear in here, which makes it very sparkling and uplifting. There are some white florals in here. There's some spices in here. Cardamom is one of the spices, and then it has these woodsy base note with sandalwood and cedar and musk. And that just gives it a little bit of depth, although I wouldn't really call this a super woodsy fragrance. This is just really, the woodsiness in here just gives it more of a green note, like a sort of more of a plant kind of note to it, like a plant-like accord. Super crisp, fresh. The opening note is very, very bright and just like punches you in the face with this like really bright citrus. Oh, it's beautiful. This would be a great summer scent. If you are interested in this, I would try and get this now because like I said, it is discontinued. It is still widely available on like discounters, but maybe at some point that stock is going to be running low. And the longevity in this is actually surprisingly good. I get several hours of wear because citruses are often known to be very, very fleeting. I get about 4 to 5 hours wear time out of this, which I would say is fairly decent for a citrus. All right, so the next one that made the cut is this one by Guerlain, and this is Limon Verde from the Aqua Allegoria range. Oh my goodness, this is so stunning. The whole Aqua Allegoria range, if you're not familiar with it, is a great range to try if you want fresh, light scents for summer. They're all very like airy, light. A lot of them do have citrus in it, so I could probably name a bunch of them from that line. Anything from that line is something I could recommend for summer. This is definitely the most citrusy one I think that they have in the range, and this is Limon Verde, which is this is a lime perfume. And the lime in here is so realistic. This really reminds me of that cocktail, reminds me of caipirinha. It's that there's a slight, like maybe a slight sugarcane note in here, which gives that reminiscent caipirinha vibe. I love drinking that in summer. It's like lime and the cachaça, or is it cachaca? I think it's cachaça. And then the sugar, the cane sugar mixed up, lots of limes, lots of ice cubes. This is so, so, so refreshing. I love this. The bottle is beautiful as well. I love the bottle design of these Aqua Allegorias. I think they're stunning. Oh, it's like fresh, really, really beautiful, realistic lime smell. And it feels like the lime in here is also using the rind if you like cooking, and sometimes I will use lime zest for making like different things. It almost smells like there's some of that in there, like the rind of the lime, and it's, oh my god, it's so refreshing. I would say this is very unisex again because it's not really sweet, even though there is that sugar cane note in it. It's not, I wouldn't call this like a sugary perfume. This would definitely be perfect for men and women. I find a lot of actually citrus scents are very unisex just because they don't really lean in one direction. The only downside that I think to these Aqua Ligorias is that they just don't last very long. They do become more of a skin scent. It sits really close to your skin after like an hour or two, and it just kind of disappears on me. Like, I love the scent. It is one that I do have to touch up even more than the Versace. Like, the Versace lasts longer on me than this one, even though this is actually pricier. I have seen this one on discounters as well, the Limon Verde, and they always release new ones in the line. I think there's 2 new ones coming up. I find they're like a little bit expensive just because if you buy them at full price and then the longevity is not there, I would really only recommend buying this at discounters. All right, next one I talk about is Chanel Chance Eau Fraiche. I have the twist up version. This is actually the purse size, the refillable ones, but it is actually the Eau Fraiche in here because this is actually the normal Chance, and I used to wear Chance for years and years and I got a little bit tired of it. This is the Eau Fraiche. You can see down here and there's just a little bit left. They had 3 of these refillables. These are actually, this refillable thing is really cool. It's 60 milliliters in total. You get 3 of these, and then you just like drop it in here, and then the twist up is so cool. You could just take it with you and throw it in the purse if you want. This one is just a little bit different because it has a strong woodsy accord in there, and this feels a little bit more complex than the other citruses I showed you. Like, the other ones are like really just super beautiful citruses. This one feels like a citrus. There's a citrus accord, and then there's this beautiful woodsy accord that's blended with it. So I feel, again, this one is very, very unisex. I think of all the ones I'm showing you, this one is the most unisex. Like, if I smelled this on a man, nobody would bat an eyelash. It's super gender neutral. Like, men could definitely wear Chanel Chance Eau Fraiche because it's really not sweet at all. Yeah, it does have the jasmine and the patchouli from the original Chanel Chance DNA. I think that's kind of what they brought over. There's some amber in here. It's not a very ambery scent, but the patchouli and the jasmine. This also has really, really good longevity. I think of all the ones I'm showing here, this one has the most longevity out of all of them. So you can really, I get a full day's wear out of this. Like, if I apply this in the morning, I can still smell it on me in the evening. All right, so the next one is by Elizabeth Arden, and this is the Green Tea Eau de Toilette. Now, they have released a bunch of flankers from this line, and I generally like a lot of the flankers. I've owned a few of them. I might do a whole separate video about this range because I feel like this is such an affordable range, and it's super fresh, really, really fresh and bright and uplifting and happy, and yeah, just very, very affordable. This is one of my go-to gym scents because, like I said, it's just really inexpensive, so I don't mind putting it on for the gym if I know I'm just gonna be washing it off afterwards in the shower. This is just citrusy and fresh, but there's also this green note from the tea. So you can definitely smell the tea leaves in here. The original green tea from Elizabeth Arden was actually created by Francis Coquelin. He is obviously now a very famous perfumer, but he actually created this scent for Elizabeth Arden back when he wasn't very famous yet, I guess. You know, for the price, it does smell like, obviously it is very synthetic, but it does smell fairly nice. It doesn't actually smell super cheap. Tea note, I think there's also mint in here, but then there's definitely also a citrusy accord in here with lemon and bergamot. If you're looking for a very affordable scent, try out this. The only thing is that the longevity on these is really poor. So I'm talking about like 1 or 2 hours tops. You know, if you're just wanting something like a fresh, quick pick me up, you could easily throw this in your purse. I think they also have an intense version. I haven't tried that one. Maybe that one is a little bit better. But yeah, and they're just so inexpensive, so I don't really expect too much, especially if you want to use this as like your gym scent, which is what I do. Okay, I do want to mention a couple more fragrances. These I don't currently have in my collection, but maybe some of them I have owned and some I'm actually planning to buy eventually. Dolce Gabbana Light Blue. I know this is super popular. You've probably heard of it. Maybe some of you already own it or it's already in your collection. This was a really big scent in the early 2000s. I think it came out 2001. I remember wearing this like in my 20s. So I don't currently have this. I have worn it and I have owned, I think 1 or 2 bottles. I think for sure I've gone through 1 whole bottle. I think I might have repurchased it and gone through 2 bottles. The reason I don't have it anymore in my collection is it's just so common. Like, it's just such a scent that you smell so often in the summer that I just don't find it super original. Like, it is super beautiful. It's just like fresh, zingy, and this one is more fruity. I feel like the light blue is more fruity than the other ones I've shown so far. There is this Granny Smith note in there that gives it a little bit of a fruity note, and I think there's also rose in there. It says like apple. I don't know if they use like a tart apple. It smells like more of a sweeter apple to me. So I feel like, honestly, the Dolce & Gabbana one is a little bit sweeter. I mean, it's definitely sweeter than something like the Limon Verde. But it is a really nice scent, and the thing about Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue is that it's super pleasing. A lot of people really enjoy this. I used to get compliments when I wear this. People would ask me what it is, even though it is such a common perfume. It's very non-offensive. I think this would be a great scent to wear in the office because it just kind of goes with anything. And it's also very, very affordable if you buy it on discounters, because it's like so popular. There must be so many bottles floating around that discounters always have it in stock, and usually it's very, very affordable if you buy it at a discounter. So, and another one that I'm really considering, or really actually want to add to my collection, is by FMS. It's from their cologne line, and it's the Eau de Citron Noir. And this is actually a unisex scent, but whenever I go to a store here in Switzerland, it's often in the men's section, but I do think it's totally unisex. It opens with this extremely realistic lemon scent. Like, I've never smelled a perfume where you spray it and the scent that hits you is honestly like I literally took a lemon out of my fridge, cut it in half, and like stuck my nose in it. It smells so realistic. Like, the lemon is just, wow, bright, fresh, cold. It has that cold lemon, like it's sitting in the fridge kind of feeling to it. I love it. When that first opening note fades, you kind of get to this like dry down that's, well, the mid notes and like the dry down is really different. It has this smoky, darker note to it, which I absolutely love, but some people are really surprised by it. So I wouldn't recommend blind buying this. I think this is something you do have to test in a store, because some people really don't like that, because it goes from this really bright, happy lemon into this sort of smoky note, which is really bizarre. So the guaiac wood and the black tea, and definitely that smoke, it's almost like a little bit of like an incensey vibe, but it's, yeah, no, it's more just like smoke. I think super unique, and it just is, it's a different kind of vibe. It's like, it's a citrus, but then there's like this other darker side to it. So that's why it's called Citron Noir. Citron is lemon and noir is black, so it's like the black lemon. I'm actually looking for it at a discount price. Like, I'm not going to pay full price for it, because from that line I own the rhubarb one, and I love this. I didn't include in here because this is more of a fruity perfume. The longevity on their colognes is just really not great. It's the longevity on these perfumes. It is a cologne, so of course it's not going to last as long as like a perfume. It's just disappointing because the price for these, if you pay full price like in a store, I think is just really high. Like, you're really paying for the Hermès name. Okay, and the last one I wanted to mention is by Atelier Cologne, and it's the Pomelo Parody. So they have a lot of amazing citrus fragrances in their lineup. They're kind of known for their citruses. One that people always talk about is the Orange Sanguine, which is a very, very realistic orange scent. If you're into oranges, like, check that one out, because it's super realistic orange. It just smells like orange juice. The one that really I gravitated towards is Pomelo Parody, and this has the opening note of pomelo. So it's a grapefruit scent. So if you've ever actually have eaten pomelo is a little bit different than just a regular grapefruit. I feel like it's a little bit, I don't know, the scent is just a little bit different than grapefruit. Like, yes, it smells like grapefruit, aromatic vibe to it. It's a little bit different. And the Pomelo Parody is just super fresh and super happy. There is also mandarin orange in here and black currant. That's the opening notes. And then the middle notes are some florals. There's orange blossom in here. There's mint. And I think that's what I also really enjoyed about it, is the mint that's added in there. I remember just loving this in the store, and just like, I just would spray this on and constantly be like, oh my God, it smells so good. Oh my God, it smells so good. You know, just like constantly smelling it. But again, with Atelier Cologne, longevity on these is just not really that great. And so it's just, that's always a bummer, because this is a cologne house. Like, it's Atelier Cologne, so they make cologne, and cologne is just known to be a little bit softer, but the prices of their brand are just a little bit higher than other brands. It is, I guess it would be considered a niche brand. And so I find it hard to justify paying that much money for a perfume that just doesn't last very long. So I don't know if that's for all their perfumes, like if you have tried Atelier Cologne, maybe some of their non-citrusy offerings, because they do have other ones that are just not citrus fragrances. Like, let me know if you know those have lasted longer. All right, and now I'm gonna do the comment of the day from my last video, and this comment comes from Robin Messenger Stafford, and she wrote, "Love this. I had my husband order one of your recommendations for my Mother's Day gift," and that was the video where I was talking about Guerlain terracotta. So thank you so much for your comment, Robin. I really hope you enjoy. Thank you guys so much for all the comments you leave. It just always puts a big smile on my face reading your comments. And if you want to be featured in one of my upcoming videos with your comment, then you know what to do. Leave it below, give this video a thumbs up, make sure to subscribe, and you guys please activate that notification bell. It's so important. YouTube doesn't notify you of every single video I release, so if you want to see some of my videos, then subscribe, but if you want to see all of my videos, then make sure to activate the notifications. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope I've given you some great recommendations for citruses, and I will see you very soon. Bye.